Hi, do you love bread? Let's face it, I don't know anyone who doesn't. But breads aren't necessarily healthy for us, right? We're told about how gluten is so bad for us. We have to stay away from the carbohydrates. Well, today I'm here to tell you that there is a bread that you can eat. Welcome, everyone. I'm Sharon Holland-Gelfand. I'm a functional holistic nutritionist and author of The Gut Method, Secrets Beyond Your Plate for a Healthier, More Energetic Life. I want to talk to you today about sourdough bread. What I had been trained to believe, and many of my clients, was that if we ate whole grain, whole wheat, that was so nutritious for us. But it's not because of the ingredients, all of the sugars and fats that are added to it, some of the preservatives, and because of the wheat that is used that many times is GMO, genetically modified, and because of the gluten can really affect our bodies and create a lot of health issues. So the good news is that there's actually a great bread that is healthy for you, it's nutritious, and you can enjoy it. Now, celiac, beware. If you are really, you can't have it, you can't have it, right? But for those of us who think we can't because we might have a sensitivity, and you have to know your body, right? You have to really tune in and get connected and be aware of what you need. But getting back to what's healthy, sourdough bread. And sourdough bread, that is something that I've learned more about as I've worked with my dear friend, Terry Walters, who's an amazing cookbook chef, author extraordinaire. And what I've learned about sourdough bread is that the way that the bread is made, the starter that is used, that's really just water and whole wheat flour or an unbleached flour, is that it starts to, as it ferments and this starter starts to break down, the yeast and the bacteria allow the fermentation process to actually neutralize the phytic acid of the wheat. And phytic acid is not great for us because it's like an anti-nutrient. So what it does is it can leach all the minerals in our bodies and from the foods that we eat. But when you do the fermentation process of sourdough bread, the way that the bacteria and the water combines together, it actually is breaking down this phytic acid, which is that anti-nutrient, right? And the longer that you have this fermentation process, the more that it breaks down the gluten. So the more that it breaks down the gluten and the starches, the more easily your body is able to digest it, which is great news, right? Because we want something that's not going to spike our blood sugar, and it actually can help to keep your blood sugar balanced. It has a lower glycemic because of the way this whole process is done and created. And I wanted to show you my starter. And this is something that I've just recently started doing in the last month or so. And you can see all these little bubbles that are here. That's just the flour and the water activating to create the starter. I mean, there are recipes out there. And here's the thing. I always thought, I'll just buy it, right, if I'm going to have it. But we don't know unless you really, truly trust. If you're going to a bakery and you truly trust your baker, awesome. Then go, if you're going to buy a bread, make sure it's a sourdough where they make their own starter. They use their own, and they're not, buying it from somewhere else. And I always love going to farmers markets because you always get local people who are really just trying to make a living, and you always want to support local. So if I'm going to buy a sourdough, I'd rather buy it at a farmer's market. However, the more that I've learned about it and understood even how to make the bread, I've decided to start to play around with it myself. So I'm going to just show you a little, here's like half my loaf, and it's supposed to have a few more holes in it, but I'm getting there with my whole practice. It's like nice and crunchy on the outside. I don't think you could hear that. And NPR, actually, I want to read something here because NPR had done a show about this a while back, and stated that the microbes munch on the sugars in the flour, producing carbon dioxide, ethanol, acids, and a smorgasbord of other compounds that give sourdough its bouquet of flavors and aromas. So it's kind of exciting to think, wow, I can find a bread that's actually good for me, that I can enjoy. Mind you, that doesn't mean eat it every single day. That doesn't mean eat it at every single meal. We're not looking for this to be an excuse to eat a really well-balanced meal that has lots of veggies, lots of colors of the rainbow, but it is providing us with an opportunity once in a while to have and sink our teeth into a bread that's a healthier option. And I really encourage you to make your own, because it takes some planning, but it's a lot less than buying a loaf in the bakery. And what you end up having is just, it feels good when you make it yourself, right? And it's really not that difficult. It just takes time. And also, I'm just looking here because Dan Buettner, who's author of Blue Zones and who's a longevity researcher, he discovered that some of the world's healthiest people eat sourdough bread. So it's really exciting, and I wanted to share this with you because I've just seen so many people who go on this elimination of food groups, and I can't have this and I can't have that, and I have to stay away from fruits and I have to stay away from fill in the blank. And my goal and my purpose and my mission is to empower you with the tools to tune in to get connected to what you're feeling, to your symptoms, to emotionally, physically, mentally, spiritually, so that you understand what you need, because it's not a cookie cutter solution, so that you can then take action. GUT, the gut method, right? It takes a lot of just inner work to just become aware of what do you need. This isn't a cookie cutter solution at all. So if you enjoyed this, share this with others, subscribe, click on the button below, subscribe to it, and also like it. Because I have to tell you, when you hit like, YouTube does something to the algorithm so that my videos will show up more. I'll be honest with you, I want you to watch my videos and I want others to watch them also. So do that right now, subscribe, share with others, hit the like button. And if you've tried sourdough, leave a comment. Let's have a conversation. I'd love to know what you've tried and what you think. Thanks, and have a great day.